Hey everybody, it's Tony again with LR Contract Services. Our website is lrcraftartistry.com. You can go see all of our projects, all the different creations and materials we work with. Again, I want to say thanks to my wife Fernanda for being an excellent camera person. She's outstanding. So she told me not to say that, so she's turning red. But anyway, this video, we did a video about black locust. We're going to continue to do more videos. I want to do videos about process and concrete, metal even. Just as things come up, we're going to explain them. But right here we have a black locust double wide stepper. They're generally made at 30 degrees. We love to do play mounds. Play mounds are a great way for facilities to get around, not get around, but have a safe option or alternative to having very extensively deep fall zones. You can build up this mound, have steppers going up it to a platform, have your slides going down in a hill slide, and you don't have to have that cumbersome 11 plus inches with excavation and drainage, if they're done right, of play chips or rubber. It's a hassle. So you all know that if you're a playground or a daycare provider. So anyway, so what I wanted to do is just talk about this as a product. This is something that I made up for a client that'll be installing it themselves. So basically what we have here is we have regular pine pressure treated. Now people are worried about pressure treated lumber because of the chemicals. Well, the chemicals, I think it was back in 2005, they discontinued using arsenic in the chemical that they pressure treat the lumber with. So right now it's really, other than you can get the cedar tone product that's dyed brown so it looks a little bit more natural, your standard pressure treated with that green yellowy look, that's just a copper chemical that is just naturally antimicrobial or anti-pest. It's nothing really toxic. You definitely wouldn't want to eat it, just like you wouldn't want to eat a pound of dirt. But I use it in my ceramics when I make clay. It's not really that much of a concern. Understandable if you wouldn't want to use pressure treated in a garden or something like that. That would be different because it's really close to food or growing your plants. So, but in construction, it's just a great option because it'd be kind of a waste, honestly, of money and resource to use black locust for this support frame. Now, you can't really see the lumber right now because I covered it with a non-woven fabric. You specifically want to use non-woven because it's permeable. If you use a woven fabric, that's the direct water and it's a non-permeable surface. So we don't want to trap things in here necessarily. We want things to be able to move, but we also want to keep that dirt away from the wood. Even though we know black locust is the 50-year fence post wood, we still want to make sure that we can try for 100 years if possible. So every precaution we can take to make a product better, we're going to do it. So this also saves the installer a lot of time. They're probably working with fabrics anyway when they're putting in their bases and things like that, but this just makes it easy. And then if you're a volunteer coming to install for a center, it just makes your life easier. So basically all this would be hidden. So the finished grade would come up just up to this line here, and you would want to dig out a trench. This could go right into dirt. So you basically dig a trench out and you get everything level so your degrees are right and everything is level, so the stepper isn't on an angle or anything like that. And then once it's nice and set, you can bury it in and that will lock it in place. Then you don't really have to pin it with rebar or put a footing in or anything like that. It essentially is its own footing. And with the traffic it's going to have kids and even adults, it's not going to go anywhere. You could certainly fasten it to a play platform if you want it. If it does move, it moves down but doesn't move away from the structure, but I really don't think it's much of a concern in my experience. So after that, so you would put it in the trench. I do suggest, so if I install, if you want some sort of warranty on the product, you would have to put it in stone. So your any compactable stone, your limestone, crushed limestone, or any variant like that. And then one reason too is because while you're backfilling, it keeps that those natural microorganisms away from the wood, which helps prevent against rot. And then also because when you're backfilling this with stone, you can fill these voids with stone because it's going to migrate, clay chips will migrate, then they will break down and turn into dirt, and then you're trapping dirt in all these spots. That pre-filled with stone, but man, that'd be really heavy to carry around. So if anything else, you can go get a bucket of stone from any quarry, or even at one of your big box stores, you can get a bag of stone, and then fill in all those crevices with some sort of non-organic material. So that's kind of the installation. If you have more questions, I can do diagrams. Maybe we'll even do a video about installing stuff, and I'll do some cross sections on that and show people detailed graphics on what I'm talking about. But if you're an installer, you probably already kind of get the gist of it. So that's pretty much it. So this is sanded, ready to go into the site, sanded and finished. And so I just wanted to kind of give you a walk around on that. I'll also show you, let me try to see if it's pretty heavy. Black Locust is a very heavy wood. Let's not have a blooper reel here. I do want to tip it though so you can see. Maybe the other side was the best way. See if I ate my Wheaties this morning. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if you come around here, this is the other thing in our design. Our design, it's not rocket science, but we do have a reason behind what we do. So this rail system, the reason it's there, because certainly you could fasten a bunch of stumps together and put it right in the dirt too. Again, it won't be as rot resilient and all that stuff, but the reason we use this is just so there's a nice uniform surface. So for instance, if you have AstroTurf going in, your AstroTurf installer is going to really thank me that you got a nice clean surface for them not to have to cut around, because it's like doing carpet and it's really a nuisance for them. So having these straight finishes that you won't see when it's finished, even grass, if you do grass around this, natural grass, it'll just grow over and you can weed whack around it and you won't even know this is there anyway. If you do poured in place rubber, again, you can go right over it and you won't see it. But it's just a nice clean finish and keeps everything uniform. And then again, so we raise these stumps. We don't put them all the way down to the bottom. The reason is for that is so there is a kind of a drip zone or air gap here, so that it's not sitting in moisture, it's not sitting in dirt. All that water and moisture and debris can just kind of flush out. And then these rails are what sit on the base actually of stone. You can put it in dirt, like I said, but I really prefer you put it in stone. So I just wanted to show you the underneath. We try to do it nice and clean, but that's more just a looks thing. You won't see it anyway after it's installed. But we do wrap around the fabric. This is a 7mm fabric. Some people think fabric's not natural, or nature friendly. Of course it's not natural. But I use it as a pond liner. It's a commonly used thing for pond liners, so when you're putting stones in, it doesn't puncture the rubber barrier in a pond. And ours at home is growing moss on it, so certainly it's not nature unfriendly. So I wouldn't worry about it harming any of the natural life in your playground, and your grass and all that. So basically that's it in a nutshell. You saw the undercarriage, you saw how we construct it. Additionally, we use all GRK. They don't sponsor me, but I've used other products, and I don't remember a GRK screw breaking off on me ever. They're very structural. We have 3, so we assemble this mostly with number 10 4-inch structural screws, and then we tie it together with 3 structural legs, 8-inch structural legs. So these are actually tied together. So it's definitely not going anywhere. Mostly a concern for installers, so they don't drop it down and they can be a little rough with it, and it's not going to fall apart on them. So anyway, I think I touched on everything. We have basic installation, construction, material, process, and that's it. So I think one of these would look great on your playground, whether you're the end user or an installer. Give us a call, visit the website, and I look forward to doing more videos. And have a great day. Thanks.